So today this little wizard is gonna give some magic to this orb because it's gonna build a tower to see what it's like to be 6 feet tall. We just give it a little bit of that, build the tower, and away it goes. Beautiful. And if we keep feeding the orb with magic, it'll make the tower even bigger. And I guess the wizard didn't need the tower, he's just floating over it anyway. Some people are just ungrateful. But we can also buy some wizard magic, which increases magic gain from pressing the orb by double. Although you gotta sound smart, so you start using bigger numbers like 100%, or 200%, or 300%. So eventually we start making 4 mana every time we touch the orb. Although it's not even per click, there's a maximum speed to this, so that makes it a little more tedious. But at least we can summon a spirit that can be used to summon other beings, like a cloudling, sure, which creates magic. 20 magic at a time. And there's also a cloudling boost, which I guess takes some brain wrinkles to do that. But let's just make another cloudling because that might be already doing way better than our active collection rate. And we are almost at the point of being able to ascend the tower. Might as well do that because we have nothing else going on. So we ascend and tower gets even larger. Hey, and it's got a little balcony, a little study to summon a spirit tome. Thankfully we have one, which creates a spirit tome that creates knowledge. Very good. And it's a book. The tome is literally just a book. It's not even like something that flies around the orb like this. And I guess our wizard can teleport, so still not really sure why he needs a tower. Probably just to keep his library all in one space. But let's just go ahead and summon a few more of these so we can summon some more knowledge, which we have 10 of already, but we need 20 to boost the cloudlings. And the next tower ascension is 13,000. We could also spend 100 knowledge to increase the gain by 50%. Might be something worth doing. But first we're gonna boost the cloudlings. And maybe it'd be a good idea to boost our wizard. Oh, I guess we can't boost him anymore because he's maxed out. Well, at least we can summon more spirits. Not really sure there's a maximum on those. And then a few more books. We almost have a full shelf here. So now if we boost the cloudlings again to increase creation by 140%, then they're making 48 every time they send stuff to the orb. Although some of them seems like they're going faster than the others, so I'm not sure how that works. But now we have enough knowledge to enhance the books, which also unlocks library spirits. Creates 5 spirits from the study. Neat. Though I just want to summon a few more spirits to hopefully fill out this bookshelf, which we are very close to doing. Press and hold the study room to speed them up. Well, why didn't you say so? Just get a whole bunch of knowledge at once. And let's just boost the cloudlings again, because we can. Our tower looks a lot more impressive when we stand close to it, because right out here, there's a lot of space. Not really sure what's gonna happen out here, but we're not there yet. We need to summon a few more spirits, which we are very close. I think it's just 1, 2, oh, it just grew. Of course it did. Why would there ever be a maximum here? But at least we're getting lots of knowledge out of this. So we should be able to summon more spirits once we get 1,000 from here, 5 spirits, which is probably cheaper now than continuing to go through this, because that costs 1,000 mana to do now. So we do that, library spirits, and then 5 creates 5 spirits from the study. I thought okay, there it is. I didn't see it update right away. But now we have more spirits to make more cloudlings. I think that's gonna be the best use here because they are still making 76 per thing that they do, giving us lots of mana. But we just need a little more knowledge and then we can boost them again. So they are generating almost 100 mana. And before we know, we can ascend the tower yet again. Even larger. And there's a second balcony where we can summon druids. You will be able to harvest wood and craft totems. Neat. Summon a druid because we still have a point over. And there he goes, just harvesting wood. And we can also just make a bigger forest. 2 trees, wow. Looks more like a fence than a forest. But now we need 20,000 wood to ascend the tower, so it's definitely a good idea to get that going. There's also some shortcuts up here, so that's cool. We do have 16,000 mana right now, but we are definitely gonna need that to summon more spirits, and hopefully we can afford a few of those because we're gonna make them all into druids. And thankfully they come with their own trees, and they're harvesting 6 wood at a time, very nice. Now we can craft totems, carved into different types and placed on the totem pole for bonuses. Sure, make one of those, a magic, a knowledge, or a forest totem. Definitely magic, we need mana for a lot of things. Oh, and there's a totem with a little face on the bottom. Amazing. And we can almost make a second totem piece already. Might as well. Oh, the forest totem also creates more spirits. I do like this idea. And I don't even know what that thing is. Is that a beaver or a dog? What the dog doing? Does our forest have enough druids? I'm not sure if it has enough druids, but it might. We can definitely make a bigger forest at least, which is a lot less impressive. We also need to boost the text enchants. So we're getting 13 from each of those. And now we're making 180 from the mana production. Very nice, especially because we need 350,000. This growth is getting insane. But our tower is definitely a lot more impressive than it just was. And we can also click the forest to make the druids harvest faster, so that's good news. Need way more totems, which it costs 600 for now? Crazy. Might as well get the knowledge totem on there because that's the only one we haven't done yet. Ooh, and it's got wings. See, now this should be the top of the totem pole, but we can definitely make more. If we keep boosting the forest production, then that should translate to having more resources to make totems, which we can almost do again. Do we need more druids here? I'm not sure where we need more things. Let's get this to 15, and then maybe you to 10, and the druids can get the rest. Sure. Oh, and it made some of the trees grow up even more. So now it's starting to look a little more like a proper forest. And we also have way more knowledge than I realized. 3,800? Boost the cloudlings. So they are earning 236 mana for each deposit they make. Well, we are only doing 5. And we can't boost ourselves even more. But a few more text enchantments here for 200% on the books. And at least increasing the forest size is giving us more wood per log. So now we're making 30 wood there. I wonder if we kept up with this, we can make the totem reach up higher than the tower. That sounds very expensive, but at least we're over halfway to collecting all the wood that we need. Now it's just all that mana production that we sorely need. Might as well buy all the spirits that we can and then devote them all to cloudlings. So there's actually a lot of cloudlings here. And we can also boost them again to over 500%. So now I think the progress bar for the mana is filling up at the same rate as the wood, which is pretty impressive given the quantity difference. Although I'm kind of surprised the forest just ended right here. Look at all this real estate that you have. And I think I take back what I was saying about the collection rate. That wood just really shot ahead. So at least we have all of that we need. Maybe it's worth it to make another totem and dedicate it to magic. So now our totem could go one way or another, which now they're producing almost 400 mana here. Might as well do that again. More wizards on the totem pole. And now our wizard's just being blocked by the totem pole. Have you considered floating a little higher? You can do that here just fine. Well, at least now the mana production is over 500 and we can ascend the tower yet again. Oh, and I guess the forest is floating now. Great. If we urbanize this, can we name it Sokovia? I didn't even realize there was trees back here. But now we've unlocked prestige. So we can get 3 points from that. But we need 2 more to get the second milestone here, so I think we'll wait on that. As it's just a beacon to the sky that ends at like the stratosphere. But now we need 4 million mana to ascend the tower? Goodness. What's crazy is we're actually making decent progress for that. Especially if we just keep summoning more spirits and then devoting them to cloudlings. And then using all that knowledge we built up to boost the cloudlings more. But we're still only earning a little over 500 mana for that. At least the prestige is filling up nicely. Yeah, even though it takes 4 million, we're still 10% of the way there, I think. And the wood is kind of going at the same rate as well. So maybe we can get one more ascension out of the tower. Although, did the forest necessarily need to be floating? At least he's much higher above the totem pole now. And it's good that the ascension is going up higher because the prestige progress has really slowed down. Here, why don't we get a bigger forest, which is growing up the trees there. So it makes me wonder if there's a maximum or if the trees are gonna get even bigger. And now the mana collection is actually outpacing the wood now. How did that happen? I literally just upgraded the trees. It's a wild guess, but the 31 cloudlings might have something to do with that. Just a theory, but we do have 1 million mana now. So why don't we buy all the spirits that we can with that and then see how much more we can expand the knowledge center? Because this is how we upgrade all the efficiency stuff, which is good that it can all happen at once, kind of. And maybe the prestige progress isn't as bad as I thought. It's halfway to 5 things now, so we'll see what happens first, but I feel like it's gonna be the prestige. Although it is kind of crazy how much slower the wood production actually is. The mana is getting quite the lead on it, so why don't we help it out? A couple more spirits, not as many as before, but at least I like to summon more druids. And then we just help them out by clicking the forest. I do like how some of the windows on the tower are literally just like up arrows. It's like, yes, it does go higher. And we do have a lot of knowledge, so we can expand the forest a couple of times. I really want to see what happens to the trees when we get to the end of the row here. But that takes 32,000 knowledge to do now. And it's much cheaper to just enchant the books a little bit more so they produce produce more knowledge. Although I guess buying more library spirits is a good idea because it's only 10,000 there. So that means even more druids. 20 druids in total, which I think is helping the wood collection rate catch up to the mana. But we also have 5 prestige points, so let's ascend the tower and then prestige because I want to see what happens next. Probably gonna cost like 50 million to ascend the tower again. And sure enough, the wood collection might happen at the same time as the mana. I'll be honest, I don't even know if this is helping. It feels like it is. They're gonna finish at roughly the same time, so I'm gonna say that it helps. Oh, the wood is gonna surpass the mana right at the last second, or maybe not. But now we can ascend yet again. Not even gonna see what's happening here. We just have an even bigger tower where we can build things like an academy, or spirit housing, or dragon nest. We need way more knowledge than that, so now might be a good time to ascend. I was a little undershooting there. 500 million mana to prestige again. Or not prestige, ascend. And 15 million wood, goodness. Let's just use those 5 prestige points and see what kind of milestone blessings we can get. So we did get both of these. So when the prestige building is built, magic and wood gain increase. And then when there is at least 10 spirit tomes, knowledge and magic gain is increased. And we do have 5 points to distribute, so we can get most of these. So we could definitely increase the gain of magic, knowledge, and wood by 150%, and we could make that 300%, and whichever clickable place you clicked last gets a speed boost. I like it, and we need a lot of mana, so yeah, that's gonna be 300%. So now we are back with the orb, and we build it very quickly with 4 mana. So now the tower shenanigans should happen a lot faster, and this place is getting a boost for sure. It's at 8 mana, and then 12. Very big boost happening here, and summon spirits to summon cloudlings already. So that's doing 80 at a time. Let's just keep that going and get a few of them going here. Now we can ascend the tower even faster. And then we can boost the spirit study a little bit. So that does 13 at a time, but we definitely need more spirits for this. Or we could just hurry and ascend the tower yet again. Look at how fast that's filling up. But boost the cloudlings there, do this a couple of times, do this a couple of times. So we have 10 spirit tomes already, and they should keep the boost even though we've stopped clicking, and sure enough they do. So that's gonna really boost the cloudlings. Earning 456 already? Crazy. So now we just summon a couple of library spirits, get the forestry up and running, and I guess we can click this. And let's just buy a couple of totems to boost the magic twice initially. So they're earning 1300, which is that? Okay, so it's not the amount that they get, it's the speed that they get. That works for me. Just get more spirits and then more cloudlings. Now we're really rolling in the mana. And then yeah, more text enchantments and bigger forest, and maybe a couple of forest totems too, because that lets us get more spirits for free, and then use all of this because we are now full on the mana that we need to prestige, devote them all to druids, and then start spending all this knowledge in the forest to make it bigger, and then more spirits and more totems, and then yeah, a couple of knowledge totems too, because we need those now. So our totem is definitely looking way different. And I also forgot about the supervision bonus, so at least now they're working a lot faster, and we can ascend. So now we have the prestige tower, which means that we should be getting that bonus, an extra 50% to magic and wood. And there are 10 spirit tomes, so that bonus is happening too. Collecting a nice amount of knowledge. And look at how quickly we're filling up the requirements here. We'll just go ahead and boost the cloudlings and maybe boost their numbers as well, because they're earning 2,000 apiece. And the knowledge boosts are still only in the hundreds when our total collection is in the tens of thousands, so they're boosted to level 10. 4,300 per cloudling. This is going way faster than before. So that's full. Now it's time to supervise the druids, which it does not take long for them to fill up the thing either. Ascend, yes. Back to where we were previously, which now has the building. It's weird to call it just a building when its purpose is building, but it looks like we have some building points to begin with. Every tower ascension grants a fixed amount, so we can build an academy for magic education with 10,000 here, which is already once. Whoa, it goes under the forest. That sounds like a dangerous place to be, but we need a spirit to summon a spirit sage, which does what exactly? Did it just give a thing? Research various subjects. Magic research, increase magic provided by cloudlings. Nice. And that's also boosting just straight up to the orb. or I guess above the orb. Now we need 100,000 to build a dragon nest and then 15 million to build the embassy. But there's also some houses that we can build here, some spirit housing. Spirit houses collectively increase magic gain. Book house increases knowledge gain. And then tree houses increase wood gain. Well, we definitely need more knowledge, so let's build a book house, which goes right over there. It's literally a house on books. I don't know what I was expecting, but every time the magic research levels up, then the cloudlings get better. So it would be good to have more of these, but let's see what other buildings we can get. We still need a dragon nest. We have to. But here, let's just buy a couple of these houses, so at least we have one of each. Oh, and one of them just spawned a druid. Hello. Although he just goes out and then goes back in, so I'm not sure what's going on there. But we can improve the wands for more experience from research, and we can also get forest research. Helps druids grow more wood. That would be helpful. So would seeing if we can max out the forest. Oh, still just a little bit there. That island is very precarious. And I guess we do have one more house, so more books. Oh, and that one's actually different. It's looking like a Stuart Little house. And it's better, I think, to just boost them as much as we can, because now they're earning 400 a pop. And then maybe 15, get a couple more researchers too. So now we should be able to get to 100,000 very quickly. Just one more burst like that. Oh, it's right there. There it is, dragon nest time. And it's right over there. Whoa, it's already got an egg. So we need a dragon keeper, I suppose. But thankfully we can buy some library spirits to just get 5 of those because we need them. Leveling up the dragon here. We have dragon points, so we can get a pulse of knowledge. Occasionally gain knowledge equal to 30 tomes. Wow, yes please. And you know what, that's the only one we have available, so we need to get this guy to level 10 for telepathy. Are we ever gonna see an actual dragon? I sure hope so. So now we occasionally get knowledge equal to 45 tomes. Which, what does that look like? Is that pulse? I'm guessing it's that pulse, which would also explain why our, oh yeah, that's what that was. Would also explain why our knowledge is up to 200,000, and we're just 1 level away from telepathy, but I'm not sure what that's about. Is the dragon egg actually gonna crack? Oh, even better, it's a little dragon. Oh, look at him, he's adorable. It looks like the prize you get at like the county fair. Telepathy increases academy experience. Sure, he can do that a couple of times, impart some dragon knowledge. Maybe he's got some dragon tales to share. So how are we doing on Ascension? Wow, that's going nowhere. Yeah, the academy's gonna need all that help. But at least it's at level 32 now, which is crazy. And we can also unlock dragon research. Dragon research helps dragon keepers provide more experience to the dragons. So this is a nice little exchange program here. And that's its own separate research. Sure, let's get the forestry in there too. Oh, and we determined where they go for that. Well, definitely the dragon in that case. Improved academy? Increased experience gain for all research subjects? Yes, please. We can get a dragon alphabet? What does that even sound like? Next thing you know, a wizard's gonna walk out of here saying Fusro Da. But now you get an extra ability at level 20, Magic Breath. I feel like that's gonna be a mana boost. Now, what I hope is not the case is, do they need the magic research to boost the cloudlings? I don't think so, but also that dragon research takes a long time to fill up. So we definitely need more improved wands here. And I wonder if the status of the tomes that the dragon provides is equivalent to what level we upgrade them at here. I feel like it could be yes, but let's buy some more spirits so we can also get some more researchers because they need way more researchers. That's going a little better. Experience gain is an extra 100%, but that experience that he already has is still very slow to level up. You know what, we have 40 million mana. Let's spend that on a whole bunch of spirits and then put a lot of them towards keeping the dragon. And then I guess a couple more here, a couple more here, a couple more up here. So that's doing okay, but our tower requirements filling up is still incredibly slow. And we need 9 total points to get the next level of blessings, which also includes some dragon stuff. We also have a lot of dragon points that we haven't assigned yet. So probably telepathy and pulse of knowledge evenly. We also have 1 million wood pieces. Is there a dragon totem? Oh, I was hoping there'd be a dragon totem, but we can boost the forest more, so that's at level 10, and that's actually maxed out. Okay, the dragon research is going pretty well. We're up to level 18, almost the magic breath. Oh, look at our dragon now, he's at level 20. Whoa, and there's the magic breath, all going up to the orb. And that, yeah, is giving us a lot of mana. Oh, that is good. Occasionally breathe magic to the orb equal to the output of 55 cloudlings. Need it. That is so good. How does that boost our requirements? I'm gonna believe it's a lot because now we're surpassing the wood collection, which we should probably boost that a little bit. And he gets another ability at level 36? Treasure Keeper, but it is also taking forever for him to level up now. At least now we can buy the Dragon Alphabet once, even though we're not really focused on the Academy anymore. Honestly, I still want to build the Embassy if I can, so let's boost the knowledge until we get 15 million, and then just keep feeding into that, and then putting maybe one more point into knowledge. And then we get this guy to level 10 knowledge pulse, so now it's equal to 60 tomes, which is 4 times what we have here. So yeah, Dragon just casually depositing 31,000 knowledge. Ooh, do we boost it now? That's such a large chunk of change. If we boost a dragon, does that make you pulse more often? I don't think so, but it is making you level up slightly faster, even though you're still a ways away. We can give you more magic breath at least, and then maybe the Academy should focus somewhere else, like Forestry, because that is also boosting the levels way faster. Look at it go. It's already caught up to the rest of them. Almost. And we haven't even bought any Forestry notebooks. So that, yeah, that definitely does a lot there. Now the wood is finally starting to earn over 1,000. And we can craft more totems. Maybe it'd be worth it to craft a bunch of knowledge totems. And maybe some magic too, so we don't leave them away. Look at all of the eagle statues, or totems. Totem pole looking like a hedge trimmer. And we still only have 2 more prestige points. And you know what? Let's buy a bunch more spirits here because we can. And then just keep boosting the spirit tomes, because just because a dragon is doing a lot doesn't mean that we can't. We have a second shelf going here. So we effectively have 98 spirit tomes going. And they're all giving 12,000. Are we able to boost the... Oh, we can't boost the knowledge with the Academy. But the Forestry is also level 106. What if we switch to magic? That just rockets up there. Why can't the dragon do that? We can get this to level 100 and then switch back to Dragon Research. Hopefully that rockets up the same way. And then Dragon Research is incredibly slow. Oh my goodness. Maybe that just shows how overpowered the dragon is for all of this stuff. But here, more telepathy. So that's a level 10. And then we need 10 more levels for him to become a treasure keeper. But we are up to 4 million knowledge, so we can keep boosting it here. And then we should be able to hopefully get to 15 million very quickly. I really don't want to spend knowledge here, but it would be so helpful to get it to 1,000%. Or, you know, maybe buying 2 more spirits so we have effectively 100 spirit tomes thanks to the power of the dragon. And surprisingly, during all this time, we are making really good progress towards ascending the tower yet again, which also means more buildings down here. We're really gonna need more book houses, I feel like. We are just about there with the knowledge. I feel like one more little pulse from the dragon, and then maybe all these books, you know, doing their thing. And there it is, yes! 15 million knowledge. So now we can build an embassy to gain international relations. Not really sure what that means, but there it goes over there. Oh, it's literally like a, not a pantheon, the Greek temple thing, where we can summon a diplomat. It creates paper. Neat. All these tomes and we have no paper. What kind of operation are we running here? And I just bought the wrong thing. But we also have all of the mana we need to ascend. And we're close to getting the wood, so let's just, you know, focus that a little bit. Summon some diplomats. Whoa. Oh, we can actually send them somewhere. Once you have enough paper, click on a neighboring region to establish relations. So wow, we need a lot more paper. So the diplomats fly out. Are they in planes? Those are either planes or Bowser Jr. flyers. Like, what is that about? I don't know what's going on there. Wizards are weird. But we need 500, 1,000, 750. Is 500 the lowest? It takes more paper the further out we branch. What if we just reach around this side of the world here and then come back around this side? Can that be cheaper that way? Or is the world actually flat here? Well, either way, we can ascend. Once again, getting even taller and wider, apparently. And I like how the forest just keeps on flying up. You would think it would be easier just to leave this in the ground, and then the portal is just, you know, there all the time. But it's like this tower keeps getting built from the ground up. Like, pick up the tower, put a little thing under here, and then slap it down again. And we have a alchemy lab. Ooh, pardon me while I get a bunch of spirits and 1 trillion mana. And I guess we need gold. So, alchemists. Can we get a full metal alchemist? So they all zap the pentagram or whatever this is, alchemy circle, and then we gain gold when that fills up. Oh, and it gets more expensive the more we go. And it takes a couple of the last thing to craft other things, I see. Well, might as well have 10 alchemists here then, and then boost you, just so we can get more gold. And you, ooh, you're actually not too far away from getting to Treasure Keeper. I wonder if that boosts the alchemy because of gold. I feel like it might. We're also doing pretty good on paper collecting, and each region has a different relations bonus. Clouding magic, magic gold production. I feel like we need this one right now. I honestly don't think we're gonna ascend again for a while. But to that effect, we do have 3 more points. We need 1 more to get that next little milestone. And that's all the buildings. And since we ascended, we have 4 more buildings to get. So why don't we just do that? And then, I don't know, more books, and that's that. But at least we can craft a few things for 10 gold apiece. Each magic gold increases magic gain. Each mana stone increases magic gain even more. 5% versus 100%. That's way better. And then this increases knowledge gain, this increases dragon experience. That'd be good, especially because this has really slowed down. And there's a philosopher's stone, which requires 10 cognite and 10 mana stones. But look at that gain, 4,000%? This is crazy. And we're almost able to craft something else. So let's do the Dragonite next. And that's already having a huge improvement on the dragon experience. And the dragon research here is still only a level 59. That is crazy. But now there's alchemy research, which also costs 8 million knowledge. Better just buy a couple dragon alphabets. I really just want to get 1 more level out of this dragon. Not like this level, but like this level. Another ability, which I guess I do have all of this mana. Might as well buy a whole bunch of spirits, even though those are getting crazy expensive out of here. More alchemists? Sure. 15 more there. A couple more dragon keepers, and that's about it. Also, is it just me, or do some of the alchemists look a little sus? Hey, but now we have 500 pieces of paper, or I guess they're trade agreements? Sure, buddy, we're dealing in copy symbols here, but more... Wasn't there one that was dragons? Instantly gained 5 Dragonite, wow. Not what I was expecting. Unlocks new knowledge-based upgrades. Ooh, that sounds good. 12 dragon ability points, that's crazy. So they definitely get way better the further out that we go. But for now, let's do more magic gold production. So now we have good relations with this country. We could probably get an empire spanning the entire world here. At least we can summon a little more Dragonite, which seems to be the best resource right now. And it is also getting crazy expensive to summon spirits, but I think we do need more diplomats. And the magic gold is getting way more expensive to make, 139 for this? Is it better to keep boosting this because we are getting a bunch of magic gold out of it, or would it be better to start boosting the dragon more? I think the answer is it's better to start boosting the dragon and making even more Dragonite as soon as we can. 33, only 3 more levels to go. And we do have 500 more trade agreements, so we can set up here for more clouding magic gain, but that's honestly happening a little quick. We might be able to get something else that's more beneficial, like more Dragonite, which honestly we'll probably be able to get before this guy reaches level 35 or 36. He's at 35. I would encourage you to comment on something else. But now we do have a nice amount of trade agreements. How are we doing on prestige, by the way? Level 4. Hey, we reached the 9-point milestone, which is good because this is probably gonna be the last thing before we prestige again, because my goodness, things are getting pricey. We're not even seeing the mana show up on the 1 trillion counter. Goodness. But just a little more there. There's 750, which is not nearly 1,000. So here, let's just do this. And there he is! Oh yeah! He's got a big old treasure pile! Did he get physically bigger too? I might have blinked and missed it, but now he's treasure keeper. Increases magic gold production. Nice! Put a point in there. So does a little magic thing go to that, or are they just faster regardless? They might just be faster regardless. It definitely seems like they're faster. So we can also make a little bit of cognite, so the knowledge production is up. But look at that, we have 1 billion mana here. Let's just see how many spirits we can buy, which is 12. And make more diplomats? Sure. And then speed them up too, because I really just want to see about getting more Dragonite. even though we don't really need it right now, I just want to say that I have it. Also because I really want to see just how much that boosts the dragon's growth by. And there we go, 1,000 trade agreements for 5 Dragonite. I'll take that deal. That's a dang good deal. Now, how is that affecting the dragon boy over here? Kind of okay, but we're also boosting it right now. So at least we can do Treasure Keeper again, but ultimately it is time to Prestige because production has really slowed down. Still not seeing any dent in the trillion that we need. So Prestige, confirm. And there's the 9 milestone there, which actually has 3 things going for it. When starting a new run, tower will be built with a study, 10 cloudlings, and 5 tomes. Cool. Unlocks the option to auto-buy spirits. Just hovering over a place will speed up spirits. Ooh, I like that. And then for 1 magic gold, we make a second one. The dragon bonuses. An additional point there, I think is gonna be good. And then what is this? Blessing of Balance. The tower requirement that is the furthest from being met will have its resource gain increased by 150%. If all tower requirements are met or there are no tower requirements, increase all tower requirement resource gains by 50% instead. I'm okay with this. And then there's 1 more point in the dragon spot. Every 10th level of a dragon ability will boost the ability value by a compounding 30%. We didn't really get there until the very end, but it did take forever to get the knowledge that we needed, so I think we need to do this. Wait, there's a sorcery manual. We can summon Shaman, Ifrit, Gorgon, or Zephyr. Deals damage to the wall? What? What do you mean damage to the wall? What wall? Let me just start this. Where is the wall? I am confused. But look at our resource gain right now already. Crazy stuff. We can already ascend the tower and then we go through all of that again. And then we can auto buy this to automatically get 23 spirits and then a whole bunch of druids, more tomes, and you get the idea. So I think that'll do it for today in Tower Wizard. Hope you guys enjoyed. There's definitely more shenanigans that we can get up to. Like whatever those spirits that we could summon that deal with the wall are about, we'll have to find out a different time. So if you guys do want to see more, then be sure to let me know. Thank you for watching and sub to Intern.